What's up, guys? I'm here with Dylan, and the equinox has come upon us. It is autumn or fall, either one you call it, you're correct. And you know, fall is such an interesting season. Like, this is when things really start to ramp up in the year. Like, think about it, like the sunlight is dwindling day by day. The leaves are falling day by day, changing colors. Like, everyone's going inside in droves. Everyone was outside, and now everyone's coming inside. And everything's changing. But when you think about it, it's not just like the leaves and the sun that's changing. A lot of other things societally also change in the fall. Like, school starts in the fall, football season, basketball season, and hockey season all start in the fall, which also encourages a lot of TV networks to like start new shows and stuff like that in the fall. So everyone's going back to school, all these things are changing. Meanwhile, outside is also changing. Like, think about that. It really may all come down to people just going more inside. People go inside, they want to get all cozy, you know, and so then they want to watch TV sometimes. So there's more TV on, but also that leads to different commercials on too. Like, if you notice the new iPhone 16 Pro, you know, it's all over the place. Adding on to that, it is a good chance that your favorite holiday, or at least the favorite things about your favorite holiday, are in the fall. Let's think about it. We got Halloween and Thanksgiving, Christmas, Hanukkah. Christmas starts like 4 days into winter usually. So all the lead up to it is in fall. And you got all the lead up to Halloween, spooky season, as they say, the advent of spooky season. And then we transition to Thanksgiving. You still got the leaves changing. It's like a harvesty kind of event. Speaking of which, isn't that one of the most interesting societal transitions? The advent of spooky season, then on November 1st, it's like, now we're getting ready for Thanksgiving and Christmas. You know, it's a big flop or big switch in such little time. But even going past the changing leaves in nature, what does that say to the wilderness around it? Like, bears, they're gonna start really collecting for the winter. They're gonna hibernate. There's gonna be animals going kind of underground, the slugs of the world, you may say. Couldn't we argue in a way that fall is the beginning of the end of the year? Or is it just the beginning?
I feel like whenever September hits, this might be just conditioning from school, but like my brain like resets to like the start of a different year, not in like, oh, it's now 2025. You know, things are starting over again.
And what's so interesting about the change of fall is that some changes are gradual. As we see this tree right here, it's going from green to kind of orangey. It's going gradual. But then we have other trees over there that go from just green to red. It's pretty much right away, because we're still here in early October and they're already red. How did that happen? We could argue that this mirrors the way the sunlight goes so quickly. Like a month ago, it felt like we had a bunch of sunlight, sun was setting at 8:30 and it was warm, and we're like, whoa, man, summer does not end. And now it's like, whoa, we got sweatshirts on. We don't have much sunlight left, probably like an hour and a half. And now it's like, whoa, where did that come from?
Fall is also the only time of the year, I think, that you see people really decorate the outside of their houses.
We have new holiday decorations ready. We got this scarecrow, the Wazoo scarecrow. Here we have another aggressively green turned red tree. Fantastic, looks beautiful. And here we have another fantastic view of a blatantly red tree with the sun directly on it. This is great. And here on the side that has the sun on it is red, but over here we have more of a greenish tone. Over here the sun doesn't hit it as much over there. The lack of sunlight as we get into fall kind of helps that whole spooky atmosphere of Halloween. I think about it, like, there aren't as many like creepy instances in summer because there's a lot of daylight, it's warm outside, you're comfortable, you're like, okay. Like here in the fall, it's like it gets cold, you're wearing a jacket, it's maybe raining, the leaves are rustling all around. It's like, ooh.
Fall is also the foggiest time of year. It's cool enough that it gets nice and moist in the morning, but it's not frosty. And it's something I noticed getting up really early to go to work the last couple of years, is because I didn't see that before because I wasn't up that early. But during the winter, it's not like that.
We could argue that fall is just the superior season to all other seasons.
No, it just is.
The one word I feel like I can describe fall's atmosphere is rich. It has a very rich atmosphere. There's a lot of flavor to it, even if you can't taste it on your tongue. But you can, because the pumpkin spice, the apple pie, the warmness. of it all.
The candy.
The candy from Halloween.
The Christmas cookies.
Christmas
Thanksgiving
cookies.
food.
Thanksgiving food. And Dylan brought up a great point of like, can we just all agree that the last 6 months of the year are better than the first 6 months of the year? Which I didn't really think about that. Like July through December, it's like you still got the warmth, but then you transition into this rich period of so much atmosphere, both in nature and at home. Oh, it's pretty fantastic. Like the first half of the year, you got New Year's Day, which is kind of out of obligation, you know, like there has to be a first day. And then there's Valentine's Day, which it doesn't have like an oomph behind it. When you got Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, you got stories behind it. What's the rich history behind Valentine's Day? Like, I don't even know if Saint Valentine knows it exists. And now thinking about July, you kick it off with 4th of July. Like, that's an exciting time. So we kick off the first half of the year with fireworks, and we kick off the second half of the year with fireworks. That's pretty crazy. The second half of the year, it's got the richness, it's got the warmth, it's got the change, and then eventually it ends with the coldness, but it's the warmth of the home, the cocoa, you know, the richness. I think we learned a lot today about how great fall is, and at a perfect time too. Fall's really just getting started, so let's get out there, let's enjoy this fall weather, this fall atmosphere, and thank you so much for joining me on this walk. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day, and I'll see you next time.